So now what happened? It was the argument in which these two men, they were, indulging themselves. And it was something like, when you when you just kick somebody out of job, what happens? That particular person has that negativity against you, isn't it? That person tends to feel like demeaning you given an opportunity. So this particular paragraph makes us understand that this person who told Kavi about the whereabouts about Noah was the person who was chucked out from the job by Noah himself, right? So Noah was aware of the fact that if you just tend to make friends while on a journey, like a person whom you are just mere friend, say an acquaintance, you cannot simply rely on that person, right? So that person can become your enemy, that is for any time, and that is just an unpredictable circumstance, right? So now that was it. Let's move ahead. In equally complicated circumstances, Idris woke up in a ship's cabin. His hand instinctively went to his chest. His bag. It hung over a wooden chair with his bloodied shirt. So now, let us see what happened to Noah. And this Idris now... Idris is, kind of, I would say, imagining. Let's see whether it was at all an imagination or not. But here, Idris is finding himself with his bloodied shirt. That means there was some kind of a gunshot. Okay, let us see what was it. He shot up from the bed and tried to open the wooden door, discovering it was locked. He felt panic rising and started yelling and banging on the dark, decaying wood. When he heard footsteps approaching the door, he pushed himself upright to face whoever was coming for him. So now this Idris, he found himself locked in the door, locked in a room. Okay, and he was, his shirt was might be full of blood and all. So he was banging the door like knock 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 knock. Okay, and but alas, nobody was there to answer him back. So he was left all alone there, locked in that room. His mind started imagining terrible things. The door opened and a man brought in a bowl and a pitcher. He looked Idris up and down and smiled. So now here comes the entrance of another character who opens the door of the room wherein Idris was locked. Now he brought with him a bowl and a pitcher. Pitcher is something like vase kind of a thing in which you can, keep any kind of beverage. Okay, so this person, this new character, he looks up at Idris. Don't worry, son, don't worry. You're in the right vessel. Have this food. It's not the best, but still. It's food, said the man. He put the food on a small table before adding, when you feel up to it, there are a lot of people who would like to meet you, including the good lad who saved your neck. He gave an assuring smile and walked off. After finishing his food, he left the cabin. He had seen many boats, but never one as big as this. A ship, not a boat, to cross the Mediterranean. So, in this paragraph, the author is beautifully, trying to make us feel the setup of that particular room, wherein that new character, that person, entered with a bowl in which there was food, and he had a pitcher in which I think it was water for him to drink. So this Idris was saved from getting, might be, he had a narrow escape from death, and so he was then locked in that room so that his life would be saved, right? So now what happened, this person, he's saying that after having food, you'll find that there are many people who just wish to meet you. So amongst those people, he also told that he would meet the person, the lad, that means the boy who had saved him from death. And another thing is being told here, that this Idris, this person named Idris, was in a vessel. Vessel means a huge ship. Okay. All right, let's move ahead. Noah had retired for the night. Before drifting off, he lay awake thinking how life had been before he was arrested. He had been a journalist for 5 days a week, and on weekends he was a teacher to children of illegal refugees and a devout Christian. It was these qualities that had brought this case to the attention of the world. So now here precisely the author is talking about Noah and the profession of Noah, that besides teaching all the refugees, he was a die-hard Christian. That means he used to go for prayer service. He was, he followed everything, whatever the Christianity asked the people. Okay. Although his degrees and certificates were all fake, and he had paid a large amount for a fake social security number, driver's license and bank account, Noah had earned respect in society. His passion to teach the refugee children was very real. He had been teaching them for some time now, maybe because he knew that it was his only way of thanking God for what he had been given to him. So in this paragraph, we see that Noah had actually opted for the wrong way of, sharing his identity to the world. That means his actual identity was known to no one, right? But since he was so much passionate about teaching, and he knew that for his survival in the society, he had to have his educational qualifications to be shown to the world so that he could be acknowledged. Then all those identity for citizenship, you must have something like a driver's license, then the security number, the way we have in India, Aadhaar card, then we have the PAN card, right? So these things are pretty essentials. Okay, and the bank accounts. So Noah also had these things, but then it was all fake documents. It wasn't the real. Okay, so it seems very fishy regarding his identity. So you can, guess anything. It might be that Noah was also amongst such a community which was not acceptable. Maybe that was the reason why Noah was always, hiding his identity. Okay, let's move on. Idris had now reached a port. It was crowded and noisy. He had never seen so many people in one place. He had never seen a port before. Idris stepped down. So now Idris reached a port, and there that vessel had to stop. So now what happened? He just stepped out of the vessel, and then he was welcomed by all the spectators, the people who are waiting anxiously for his arrival, right? Let's see what what's ahead. Welcome, brothers. Welcome to let me pronounce this. It is Paramaribo. Welcome, brothers. Welcome to Paramaribo.